Do you have stubborn fat in places you can't get rid of? Are you bothered by your weight? Do you have type 2 diabetes and you are tired of medication? Let Best Weight help you meet your goals so you can enjoy the freedom that a healthy lifestyle provides. Lose up to 40 pounds in our 8 weeks weight loss program.
I was diabetic for 16 years, and I tried everything I could to get rid of my diabetes, and nothing worked until I was introduced to the Best Weight Type 2 Diabetic Reversal Program. Then everything started to change. Just by losing weight, my numbers went down, my A1C went down, and my cholesterol went down, and I didn't expect that.
Dr. Hedyeh walked me through the program, and I walked out of there feeling confident and excited to start this new journey. I can proudly say within 2 months, I lost a total of 22 pounds.
Call in the next 15 minutes and get a free consultation, plus a $200 gift card for weight loss and body sculpting.
Բարի երեկո հարազատներ գրգին անգամ հորիզոն հագական հերուստագայանն է հadoop թողարկում առողջապահական բնույթի ներքո. Dr. Hedyeh Jafroody is with us again, and it is my pleasure, Dr. Jafroody, to have you here.
Thank you so
because much. You're most welcome. Because we are having a really nice conversation in the perspective of educating our people, our community members, our viewers about their health. And even we're talking about things that maybe didn't cross the minds of some people. I was following and I heard that gentleman saying, I was diabetic for 16 years. Now my diabetes has gone.
Yes.
Now, I guess this is something that is in contrary of the popular belief. Once you're diabetic, then you're diabetic for life. But I guess this was about diabetes type 2.
Yes.
What is type 1? What is type 2?
Okay, so type 1 diabetes is a situation in which the pancreas is unable to produce enough insulin. So unfortunately, type 1 diabetes is not reversible, and it usually has a genetic cause, and usually we call it juvenile diabetes, okay? Whereas type 2 diabetes, okay, is basically when the body starts to become insulin resistant. So initially, the body is unable to respond to the hormone insulin properly, and as time goes by, it can also cause a lack of insulin production. And the number one cause of type 2 diabetes is being overweight, obesity, and a lack of exercise, so a sedentary type of lifestyle. Now, there's also a genetic component as well. So if you've got the genes, if you've got parents or grandparents that were diabetic, that became diabetic as they aged, as they gained weight, then obviously that increases your risks of developing type 2 diabetes.
Great. And as you started to answer, there was a question that just popped up in my mind, but you answered it almost comprehensively, I would say. The reasons for why would the body stop responding to the insulin. So the insulin is there, but the body is not responding and acting upon or functioning accordingly. And one of the reasons that you mentioned, being obese, and that's a weight loss issue. I'm sure you handle that part too, but if you don't mind, I would love to hear from you to explain what is sedentary lifestyle. Welcome to America.
Yes, unfortunately, when there's a lack of activity and sedentary lifestyle, it basically means that you're not getting enough exercise. So your metabolism slows down, you end up losing a lot of muscle, and this obviously leads to weight gain and a lot of other health conditions. So now we know, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, stroke, all types of chronic health conditions that can and will kill us, okay, are due to...
Sometimes slowly, sometimes abruptly.
Exactly, okay, are due to having, a lack of activity, which is a sedentary type of lifestyle, and being overweight. Now, a lot of people think once they're overweight, they can do cosmetic procedures, they can do liposuction. Yes, cosmetic procedures are great. We also do non-invasive body sculpting at our centers, okay? However, when you've got that increased deep visceral fat, which is the fat around the organs, around the heart, causing the high blood pressure, around the liver, causing fatty liver, around the kidneys, not able to function properly. These are the types of fat cells around the organs, that deep fat that, you know, liposuction and no type of body sculpting can target. The only thing that we can do is lose weight, lose fat, and also, you know, increase activity.
So I think again I feel the need to translate a little bit here, if you don't mind. Sedentary lifestyle քիչ մը տեխնիկական արտահայտություն է, կարելի է այսպես բացատրել հայերենով, հարգելի հայրենագիտներ, ավելի շատ կարծեք թույլ կյանքի կերպ, որը մարդիկ ընդհանրապես այս ժամանակներուն եւ այս երկրի մեջ գրեթե մեծամասնությամբ այդպիսի կյանք է որ գվարեն, որովհետեւ գրեթե ամեն ինչ տեղի կունենա անշարժ կամ շատ քիչ շարժումով։ Ինքնաշարժ կքշենք, չենք քալեր, ընդհանրապես նույնիսկ այս ժամանակներուն արդեն քնումները մեծավ մասամբ մարդիկ on-line կանեն փոխանակ շուգայր տալու, մեկ խոսքով խոսքը կվերապերի շարժումի, խոսքը կվերապերի այնպիսի ապրելակերպի, որուն մեջ կա ինչ որ օգտակար եւ առողջապահական շարժման բավարար քանակ եւ այս մեկը արդեն կամած կարծեք քիչ ավելի գշեշտվի կամ այս մեկուն բագասը ավելի գշեշտվի մեր կյանքի մեջ. So basically, doctor, you're telling everyone to move as much as they can.
Of course.
Now we are learning that apparently that sedentary lifestyle is one of the major reasons, because it's connected to weight gaining or becoming overweight and so on, and lack of activities and exercise and burning. It seems to be one of the major reasons for type 2 diabetes. Did I get it right?
Yes, absolutely. Now, like I mentioned, the genetic component also plays a role, but there are people that don't have diabetes in their family, and just because of weight gain and lack of exercise and activity become diabetic, unfortunately.
Dr. Jafroody, becoming sweet is sweet, but there are better ways of becoming sweet other than type 2 diabetes, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with usually the best medicine. How can we prevent?
Okay, so prevention obviously is eating right, a healthy type of diet, trying to maintain, you know, a healthy lifestyle where you're getting enough activity, enough movement. You're eating more vegetables, more fruits, more protein, staying away from sugar and carbohydrates. That's the main culprit of diabetes, okay? And also trying to eat as much natural food as possible. Research has now actually shown that a lot of these diet food shakes or bars or these prepackaged weight loss meals that are on the market, over time, using these, as well as the use of artificial sweeteners.
Yes.
Okay, so people that are drinking diet soda, diet Coke, diet drinks, over time, this produces the same response in your body as actual sugar. Okay.
And sometimes worse, maybe.
Oh, absolutely worse, because there's a lot more chemicals in there. And over time, the use of these, you know, artificial sweeteners and diet food, shakes and bars can actually lead to type 2 diabetes. So what we urge is that you try to eat healthy, try to eat more fruits, more vegetables, stay away from sugars and carbohydrates as much as possible. But unfortunately, you know, once you are overweight or once you are pre-diabetic or you have diabetes and you're on diabetes medication, you're on metformin or insulin injections, it's very, very hard to control, okay, because the symptoms of diabetes makes it very difficult to lose weight. So you have excessive thirst, excessive hunger, excessive urination. And once you've been taking these medications for a while, then the body has adapted to the medications. And unfortunately, the medications are just there to control your, you know, blood sugar levels and your A1C levels. But As time progresses, then the body adapts and the doctor keeps giving you a higher dosage of the medications, adding new medications until you go from metformin to insulin. However, with this program, I should say that we have been able to take patients off of hundreds of units of insulin, and we have been able to take patients off of all their medications, including blood pressure medications, cholesterol medications, because all of these conditions are related.
Interconnected.
However, the sooner that you come and you get help, it makes our job much easier. The program is minimum 2 months to 6 months for type 2 diabetes reversal.
What types of, after all, whatever we eat, there's a certain amount of sugar in it, whether it's bread or fruits or starchy things. What are the ones that you would recommend as good sugar, if there is such a thing, like fresh fruits or something like that? Or even within those fresh fruits, some people who are diabetic, they can eat or they can't eat, but they can say, oh, grapes have very high sugar, something else has less sugar. Do you have any advice in that regard?
So the type of diet that we recommend is a low glycemic diet. Okay, so
You gotta explain that.
Yes. So this is a diet where you're using certain carbohydrates or fruits that have less sugar. So for someone who's diabetic, it's better, when you're choosing your fruits, you're choosing things like berries. Okay, berries are the best type of fruits to consume if you're diabetic, and we highly recommend.
And they're antioxidants at the same time.
Exactly. And we also recommend a diet high in animal protein because, as you mentioned, a lot of the plant sources of protein, things like beans or quinoa or lentils, they do have protein, but they also have carbs, okay? But unfortunately, it is not that simple, okay? Because if you're already diabetic or pre-diabetic, first we have to find the cause of your diabetes, okay? The cause of diabetes can be very different for different patients, okay? And a lot of the times, diabetic patients have food sensitivities and allergies that they're not aware of. And they also have other hormonal conditions that kind of play in with the diabetes. A lot of times they have, hypothyroidism. A lot of times they have a lot of inflammation in their body. And cortisol stress is also something that really takes blood sugar levels up, okay? So proper diagnosis, again, is very, very key. By use of the body scanning technology, we can see what your body requirements are and what your body lacks in terms of, metabolism and energy. And by use of proper lab tests, which again are not routine lab tests that medical doctors do, we can actually diagnose why you have become diabetic, why you have become overweight. And by use of proper supplementation and diet, which is totally different for diabetic patients versus weight loss patients, because it's very, very geared towards food combinations. So our research has indicated that certain fruits, when you eat them with other food groups, actually help to bring down blood sugar levels, okay? The times of the day that you're eating. For instance, we encourage our diabetic patients to have a bedtime snack of 1 to 2 ounces of protein. This helps to stabilize blood sugar levels while they are asleep, okay? And basically, within 2 months, I can actually say about 60 to 70% of our patients that are not taking insulin injections yet are able to bring blood sugar levels to less than 100 and A1C levels to less than 5.7, which is in the normal range, and we're able to take them off of their medications.
It's not only that regular blood glucose measurement, it's something much more specific to determine what are the adverse reactions and, again, as I understood, customized treatment.
Absolutely.
Now, I again feel the need for a little translation. Հարկելի հարազատներ, այստեղ շատ կարևոր ինչ-որ գետ մը կա, որ նշվեցավ, փաստորեն երկու գետեր ավելի ճիշտ, մեկը ավելի կանուխ այստեղ խոսքը դառնար այդ արհեստական շաքարներու տեսագին մասին, ասպարտեկ կամ ինչ որ գործածեք, թեյը քաղցրացնելու կամ սուրճը քաղցրացնելու համար, կամ այդ diet կոչված ենթադրաբար գսեմ շաքար չունին, այո ճիշտ է սովորական շաքար չունին մեջը, բայց շաքարի համդվող sweetener ունին իրենց մեջը, որ դարբեր քիմիական պատրույթներ է, որոնք շատ ավելի վնասակար կրնանալ, քան բնական շաքարը։ Այնպես որ ոչ ոք չհավատա կամ չգարձե, որ եթե ինքը ինչ որ diet որակված կամ բիդակված ըմբելիներ կամ ուդերիկներ կօգտագործե, ուրեմն ինքը ապահով է։ Փաստորեն շատ ավելի ենթակա է երկար ժամանակահատվածի վրա նույն եւ ավելի վտանգներու, քան սովորական շաքարը։ I guess that's why, Dr. Jafroody, one of the well-known soda makers, they take pride of writing on their cans made with real sugar, because now almost everyone knows that those artificial sweeteners are even worse than sugar is. Now, to reverse type 2 diabetes, what is that? Where's the secret? What's the key? What's the technique?
I wish I could tell you one secret,
okay,
but it's very, very complicated, okay? So
right.
For instance, let's say, God forbid, you had type 2 diabetes,
right.
okay? So your initial visit when you come in, if you have any recent lab work, then we ask you to bring that with you, okay? We go through your medications, we go through your recent lab work, we go through your medical history. We start with body scanning you. The machine shows us exactly how much deep visceral fat you have, which is one of the causes of the diabetes. If your type 2. If your visceral fat is above the level of 13, usually patients are already diabetic and they don't even know it, okay? And your risk of heart attack, stroke is multiplied, okay? We also measure your total body fat percentage, your body's protein level, hydration level, as well as your basal metabolic rate. So we see exactly how many calories per day your body requires, okay? Then we determine which lab tests need to be performed, okay, in order to see why you have become diabetic and which markers need to be checked, okay? So we're not just checking blood glucose levels or A1C levels, we're checking inflammatory markers, we're checking all types of hormones, we're checking your cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone. We're also at the same time checking to see if you have any food sensitivities and food allergies and what foods are causing that spike in your blood sugar levels, okay? Once we get the lab work back, based on the lab test results and the body scan results, then we form a customized diet for you, which tells you exactly what to eat, okay? And we also have a diabetic protocol. You need to measure your blood sugar levels first thing in the morning before you eat fasting and 1 hour after dinner. So you keep a diary of your blood sugar levels at the same time that you're on the diet. And the supplements, of course, are very, very key because they help bring down your blood sugar level. They help reverse insulin resistance. They help balance hormone production. And at the same time, we have to detox your body. We have to detox the liver and the kidney because these medications that you have been taking have a huge toll on the liver as well as the kidney. Now, a lot of people don't know that diabetes is not just a blood sugar disease, it's also a circulation disease. So what happens over time is that the blood reaching your organs and reaching the distal parts of your body, like your fingers, your hands, and your feet, it's just not going to be reaching the amount that it should reach. So what happens is it leads to end organ failure. This is why patients' livers fail, patients' kidneys fail, and they end up on dialysis, okay? And also—
Or they end up with amputations.
Amputations, absolutely. That was going to be my next point, okay? For men, it causes erectile dysfunction, okay? And also, it can also cause blindness, and deafness, okay? So the organs will start to fail. They will just not function properly. And of course, most people who are diabetic die from kidney failure or heart attack or stroke, okay? And all of this is preventable. It is preventable and it is reversible, despite what your medical doctors are telling you that you need to continue to take these medications
for life.
For life, it is not true, okay? The longer you're on these medications, the more your cells become resistant, okay?
I don't want to go into politics here, but probably Big Pharma has a say in this regard. Now let's leave that out. Let's leave that out. And I was thinking while you were answering, telling people after that initial but comprehensive testing what to eat. Would you also tell them what not to eat?
Oh, of course, of course. There are certain foods that you should not be eating.
Completely avoid.
Completely avoid when you are diabetic, okay? Now, at the beginning of the program, you have to be taking all your medications, okay? I should make that point, okay? Slowly, as your blood sugar levels decrease and as your diet becomes more healthy, we slowly take you off of your medications with collaboration. Yes, gradually with your medical doctor. Once blood sugar levels reach a certain level, once A1C levels drop down and reach a certain level, we collaborate with the medical doctor to eliminate certain medications and also decrease the dosage of certain medications. So this is a gradual process, but certain foods diabetics just should not be eating. Certain foods need to be combined with other foods to bring down blood sugar levels. And of course, the tests here are very, very important because the food sensitivity tests are going to show us which foods are causing reactions in your body. It could even be
the adverse reactions.
Yes, it could even be healthy foods. I have had patients, show reaction to egg yolk or egg white or even chicken or, nuts. Now, these foods may be causing inflammation, and that inflammation in turn can increase blood sugar levels. So it's a very comprehensive scientific type of approach that's centered around proper diagnosis, and the treatment protocol must be individualized and customized for each patient.
I guess everyone knows that the best way to treat a disease, an illness, is to control or treat the cause.
Absolutely.
Most of the time in diabetes, it is only controlling the symptoms, not the cause. And what I am seeing here is actually finding the cause and eliminating that cause, maybe gradually, but after all, eliminating it. At one point you were mentioning, well, actually you mentioned it more than once, most people know what insulin is, more or less. They know that is something that is related to sugar and they take insulin, or people with diabetes, they have to take insulin, some of them at least. But what is A1C? Would you please give us a little explanation of that too?
So insulin is basically one of the most important hormones in our body. So insulin helps to transport glucose into cells, okay? And A1C is actually an average measure of blood glucose levels, okay? So for patients that are pre-diabetic, A1C, they usually have A1C levels of 5.7 to 6.4. Above 6.4 is considered diabetes, and for a normal person, we want the A1C to be under 5. Now, the problem is that a lot of times when people are pre-diabetic or even diabetic, they are prescribed, medication to help control blood sugar levels. And they think that because they're taking this medication now,
everything will be okay.
Everything is fine, and they're actually not diabetic or pre-diabetic. So they come in and they say, well, I'm taking metformin, but I'm not diabetic. Well, if you weren't taking metformin or you weren't taking these medications, you are diabetic. These medications are just helping to control your symptoms, and this is temporary. The longer you're on these medications, the more your cells are going to become resistant, and the insulin resistance increases. and eventually it leads you to injecting insulin. And that's when our work becomes much harder, not impossible, but usually patients that are on insulin injections, we need around 4 to 6 months.
Dr. Hedyeh Jafroody, when the conversation is very interesting and vibrant, time flies faster. Time
Yes.
always flies, but it flies faster. We have almost a minute left. In that minute, you're free to say anything, but please address this one too. You mentioned that some people might be diabetic or pre-diabetic and they might even didn't know about it.
Yes.
Is there any signs that can guide them?
Yes, absolutely. So excessive thirst, unexplained weight loss, okay, excessive urination, sweating, dizziness, okay.
Okay. And what else would you like to say that I didn't ask you about?
Well, I would like to just inform people that if you are diabetic or pre-diabetic or overweight, at least make use of the free consultation that we're offering to the first 10 callers and come in and see how we can help you. We will do the body scanning during that first visit and start with that and at least guide you in the proper direction. And also we're offering the first 10 callers that come in this week and call to make an appointment, a $200 gift card that you can use towards weight loss, body sculpting, or our type 2 diabetes reversal program.
I would say that would have been the best gift card can someone receive because it is
can
for
save
their
your
health.
life.
And apparently you, Dr. Jafroody, have offices in several locations. Patients can kind of choose the location that is more convenient for
Absolutely,
them.
and we also have an in-home and online program which starts with a phone consultation.
I see.
So,
then all it takes is that one call to
Yes.
change your life. And again, one more time, thank you very much for the
Thank you.
really interesting conversation we had tonight, Dr. Jafroody. Հարկելի հարազատներ գենտացրեմ, որ վերջին բաժնի մեջ գրեթե ամեն ինչ կոնե ըմբռնելի էր, եթե ոչ մանրամասնորեն հասկանալից էր բոլորին համար։ Միացեք ինձ շնորհակալություն հայտնելու Dr. Jafroody-ին. Glad to have you here again.
Glad to be here.
Եվ այսպես ցեզ բոլորին, հարկելի հարազատներ, կատարյալ առողջություն։
thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Do you have stubborn fat in places you can't get rid of? Are you bothered by your weight? Do you have type 2 diabetes and you are tired of medication? Let Best Weight help you meet your goals so you can enjoy the freedom that a healthy lifestyle provides. Lose up to 40 pounds in our 8 weeks weight loss program.
I was diabetic for 16 years, and I tried everything I could to get rid of my diabetes, and nothing worked until I was introduced to the Best Weight Type 2 Diabetic Reversal Program. Then everything started to change. Just by losing weight, my numbers went down, my A1C went down, and my cholesterol went down, and I didn't expect that.
Dr. Hedyeh walked me through the program, and I walked out of there feeling confident and excited to start this new journey. I can proudly say within 2 months, I lost a total of 22 pounds.
Call in the next 15 minutes and get a free consultation, plus a $200 gift card for weight loss and body sculpting.